Before you watch this video, I want to say one thing. I'm trying to get a lot of content out there and get quality content. As you'll see in this video, I'm continuing to have some camera problems. I'm using this Canon TI6. I've looked up what settings I should have it on. I have it on manual, as you can see, and I have the frame set to 50, the ISO to like 3.5 or whatever the lowest is. I did all the recommendations. I have it on autofocus and tracking. The white is on auto, and I look like Casper the Ghost and the shit ain't staying focused. So if you have any recommendations, please hit me up and let me know. I really appreciate it. Thank you. All right, today what we're gonna make is some lamb. The wife loves these little lamb chops. I love these lamb chops. So we're gonna make a little bit both. Some people might be looking at the Frenchie's mustard and thinking, what in the redneck fucking hell is going on here? My wife actually turned me on to this Frenchie's, and it really goes well with both pork and with lamb. So what I'm gonna do, water running. Oh, and this is the sous vide that we will be using for her lamb chops, because I want them to still be rare on the inside, but I want it to be a nice, good, consistent temperature on the inside, because I'm just gonna sear them off on the grill outside. So I'm gonna put a little bit of mustard on each of these. Got pepper. Bit of salt. Rub it all in. So, lamb is something that should never be cooked well done. It should always be medium to rare. Medium rare to rare. You don't want to cook all the flavor out of lamb. And that's where the sous vide, heat, whatever comes in, is that it slowly brings the protein up to temperature without bursting all the little molecules and letting all of the yummy goodness run out. Now, Gordon Ramsay and other cooks would say that I need to cut this outside fat off. Fuck that. I really love fat, so I'm gonna leave the fat on. So the next thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stack these into my vacuum seal bag. And I'm going to bring it over here to my food saver. Put it in. Let it vacuum seal it. After this, all that's left to do is put it in there. I'm going to cook it at 123 degrees for about an hour. Hello everyone. So while the sous vide is going, I'm going to make some cream of spinach. What we have here is 8 ounces of cream, fresh spinach. We have a half cup of heavy cream. Here we have 1/4 cup of Parmesan and a half a cup of mozzarella, and then a 1/4 cup of Parmesan that we'll put on top. 1/4 cup of onions, garlic, salt, and pepper. As you can see, you know, these are all Pampered Chef bowls. Pampered Chef, this thing is really handy because one side is solid, where you pull it down like a plunger and fill it up to where you need it. The other side is for liquid. And this is also Pampered Chef, and this is what this will cook down to being a lot smaller. And I'll finish it off in here with Parmesan over the top. Right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start steaming my spinach. Steam my spinach for 3 minutes. And then I will wring it out thoroughly. So make sure that I get all the moisture out of it before I go to the next step. But after I get this steamed and wrung out, I will show you the rest of the steps. When I say get all the moisture out of it, I ain't fucking around. I mean get all the moisture out of it. I'm gonna squeeze it with these gloves, or my barbecue pit, and then after that I'm gonna do some paper towels and squeeze it and get it even more of the moisture out. But all right, next we're going to put a tablespoon of butter. Let that tablespoon of butter start to melt. Pan's already warmed up. Should melt quickly. Then we're going to add the 1/4 cup of onions and 1 clove of garlic. Like I told y'all before, I'm a lazy bastard, so I bought the already mixed stuff. What we're going to do is stir that around until it becomes translucent. The onions become translucent. Once that happens, then we're going to add the heavy cream. Yeah, buddy, I love the smell of onions and garlic cooking and butter. All right, so now we're going to add the heavy whipping cream and continually stir it as we do that. Once we've added the heavy whipping cream, this is only 1/4 of the Parmesan and 1/2 cup of the mozzarella. We're going to begin to add this. We're not going to add it all at once because we want it to melt as we add it in. And I'm using my Pampered Chef spatula. And I'd really appreciate it if some of y'all would reach out to Alicia and schedule some online parties. You can get a lot of really good free stuff, or you get 20% off, and you know that equates almost to free stuff. But
you earn free and half price items.
Free and half price. There you go. There's the sales lady right there. I'll turn this down a bit. Now, if you look right here, that huge bag of spinach, after I steamed it and squeezed all the moisture out of it, turned into this. So now we're going to take this and start adding in the spinach. So I'm breaking the spinach up as I add it in so that it will stir and fold a little bit better. But you can see here what it looks like as we're getting the stuff put in here. And I'll keep working on this, and well, we'll finish up. This isn't going to take too long. So put the rest of this in and stir it up. Turn it down to low because we want it to be thick and creamy. We're not trying to make a soup here. This is just cream spinach. The last ingredient I have to add to it will be the Parmesan. So I'm going to put it in our Pampered Chef stone. Spread it around nice and even. Going to add a bit more salt and pepper. Don't need a lot of salt because that cheese is very salty. I'm going to add the pepper. Stir it around one last time while it's in here to kind of spread that around. Spread the love. Spread the love. Yeah, buddy. This is going to be outstanding. We're going to get it all nice and flat. Take it. Put the Blast the Parmesan on it. This will go in the oven at 350 degrees, just long enough for it to melt the Parmesan. Just about the time that our lamb is done. We'll work on the lamb next to finish it up. This is going to be outstanding. So while we're waiting, I finished my Jack. And I don't like to drink too much Jack, so I'm switching to wine. I'm a Pinot Noir fan. And of course, we have our handy dandy Pampered Chef wine cork remover. There you go. Every kitchen and every chef needs to get drunk. Needs a wine opener. All right, so the wife's chops are out of the sous vide. My chops, as you can see, I've covered them with aluminum foil, the bones, so that the bones won't char. Let's check on, yep, that's coming along nicely. It should be done shortly. We can go cook these chops now. So these are gonna be so good when they're done that if you stick it up to your forehead, your tongue will beat your brains out trying to get to it. Now some people say, this food or that food is better than sex. You're full of shit. If there's a food in the world that is better than sex, you are doing it wrong, man. The only thing I could think of that was better than sex was bad for my health, illegal, and illicit. I don't do that anymore. So there's no food that's better than sex. Now, we're gonna grill these for just a little while. We've got the fat side down rendering on the lamb chops. I've covered them up with the bones up with some aluminum foil. These chops here, all we need to do with these are a little bit of grill marks on either side and they'll be perfect. All right, so you'll see the finished product soon.